Hey everybody, and welcome to GeekTalk AI episode 4. My name is Jan-Willem, I'm creative director here at WebinarGeek, and today I'm sitting here with...
Walter, broadcast operator here at WebinarGeek.
Yes, well, welcome to the Blue Couch in your very own studio.
Thank you. Well, our studio. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. Walter, today special Geek Talk where we're going to talk about AI. But before we start, I've got an icebreaker for you.
Of course.
For those that do not know what an icebreaker is, it's a bunch of cards. It's actually a sort of a game to start a conversation, which we launched last year at an event. And it's created to, it has some statements in order to create a memorable conversation. So let's start this conversation about AI in a memorable way. And I'm going to pick a card for you. Here it is. Terminator 1 or Terminator 2?
Obviously Terminator 2.
Okay, well, on that part we agree.
Might be the only time in this episode.
Yeah, it's the only time in this episode today that Walter and I agree. Okay.
Yes, and I say that because I kind of have, right here at WebinarGeek, I'm a bit infamous for my opinion about AI, so to say.
Well, let's start first about Terminator 2. Why for me, why is this such a funny reference? Is because they had it right in that time,
Yes.
There was actually the moment that Judgment Day started was around the time that ChatGPT was released onto the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was October, right?
It was October 2022.
And in the movie they said the big revolution was...
The events were somewhere in October, November, so that's kind of funny. But enlighten us. What are your main thoughts about AI? And eventually we will dive into more the subject that touches both video.
Yes. Well, to be honest, and I'm going to say it right away, I am currently, at the moment, as we speak, not a big fan of AI technology. And that's because there is a big part about AI and that is the personal development part.
Okay, yeah.
And what I mean by that is the... willingness to learn something about yourself. And I must say, I haven't tried a lot of AIs. In fact, Jan-Willem sent me some AIs to try and test it out because I'm actually pretty against it. So he sent me some AIs to try. Yeah. And so I will start with that. I've tried, I believe, almost you sent 4 or 5?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And I look at them and I try them almost all.
Yeah.
And I would like to say AI currently is not as far as I thought it would be.
Okay.
And that's pretty funny because I thought, because this is about the text to video part, I believe. Yeah. And you can give prompts and then they will create it. But I thought, and what I think is mostly those were type of animations, and not yet, by the way, like you give a prompt and it spits out like a 50-minute video or something. I
we will have that next month.
Yeah.
And I say we as like
you. No, but so AI is not as far right now as I thought it would be, and what I did learn is, in my opinion, there are 2 types of AI. Yeah. Talking about video, and that is the creative AI part, and there's the analyze AI part, because you also send an AI to create like chapters for your YouTube video. Yeah. Well, that is something that I'm for, because that saves a lot of time. Yeah. But what I think and I don't like is the creative part. You really like give a prompt and then it spits out your idea. Yeah. Okay. And that is something that.
Okay. Before we dive into that, indeed. I think you said it right. There's multiple AIs in video, but in general as well. So the generative AI, that is the creation part indeed. So you type a prompt and it generates content out of it's actually it generates content. It can be text to text, which we see with ChatGPT. Yes. It can be text to image. There's Midjourney. There's a lot of others, DALL-E, and there is text to video. And that is indeed a lot of, you see their animations. So for instance, Meta, the company behind Facebook, has Make a Video. There is, there's some examples that I sent you. And indeed, it is. I see that the text to video as a revolution within a revolution. Currently, we are, AI is revolutionizing a lot of different industries, like disrupting it. And we see that the text to video, where actually you type in a prompt and it generates an entire movie, that is still, it's still in development. It's still early. We cannot use the output in videos right now.
Yes.
Last week I came across a science fiction movie. It was about 20 minutes. What was entirely generated with AI. But it's not like you type in, hey, create a movie with an alien invasion and they destroy the world. No. And there's the scenes and the voiceover. It was completely generated with AI, but there was a lot of work in editing, in improving it manually in Adobe After Effects.
So the idea was AI generated, but the shots and everything was still
the shots were still AI generated. Only was enhanced. The output from AI was used in editing suites to enhance the image.
All right.
And it's the same with text to image. For instance, with Midjourney, you can, right now, version 5 is really, really awesome. But before, I saw a lot of artists, they generate an image, they download the image, and then they do their work, the enhancement in Illustrator or whatever, Photoshop, in order to make it better. So
the optimization,
Yeah. But you said something, the development part of AI, and I think that is interesting. Can you talk a little bit more, explain what you mean by that?
The development part
You
of
say
AI.
the personal development part of AI.
Yeah, the personal development part of that is because, well, we both content creators in some way or another. And I learned a lot. Like, if you watched my first YouTube video here, because I also make the YouTube videos, as always, I learned so much from just making those videos all by myself from point 0 to 100 to the final export on YouTube. And that's because when I do a video, let's say about a webcam or even about this microphone, I want to know and I want to learn everything I can about the microphone in order to make a good enough video for the viewers. And you also talked about ChatGPT. So if I say create a script to explain the Rode pod mic, and it just finds everything he can about about the Rode pod mic, and then it will create my script. But that's not something that I know. And I could make that video and I could make that script, but what have I learned from it?
No, I understand what you mean there.
And that's a very, very simple example. Because now I have all the knowledge about this Rode pod mic, and right now I can still tell everything I can, and because I've learned it myself, I go through the menus. I watched almost 10 videos about what this microphone is, how it does, how it works, how it's made, everything.
No, I think you're right. Just a comparison, and it's not to prove a point, but it's something that comes to mind when you say this. If we go back in time 50 years or so, people were doing math by hand. They were drawing like on a whiteboard, or they were drawing all these calculations in order to come to a certain outcome. Then there was the calculator, and it took away a lot of work in order to make calculations. It didn't remove jobs, or it just helped people in order to make calculations faster and smarter. And I think you're right in the core that you need to understand what you are doing. But I think that with AI right now, you can accelerate, you can do more. So for instance, if you would use AI, you would not be able to create one video about one mic, but you could in the same time create 10 videos. And your knowledge would, it's just like, and about using ChatGPT, I also think that there's a misconception there. That's that people type in a prompt and they think that the first output of AI is something they have to work with. This week I saw someone posting, I think it was even like a professor or something on LinkedIn, and he stated, you need to see ChatGPT as a friend. Do you call up your friend and say, make me a grocery list for tonight? Or do you, hey, what's up? How are you doing? And then converse with it. And I did that as a test, and the outcome of the ChatGPT when I was talking to it as a friend was 100% different than when I gave it an order, make me a list of this. You see?
Yeah.
So you have to give it extra uh, layer or something about your situation that you want.
Yeah, of course, because I understand that it's not like you type in a commando and it does that right away, because then you get like a Wikipedia about the Rode PodMic and not
Exactly.
a
It's like a
YouTube
Google
script
then.
or not something in your language
Yeah.
or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I understand that, yes.
But no, yeah, it's what you say about like understand, and that is I think that is the essence of the how do you say, like people that are more like hesitant towards AI is the fact that under your profession is some kind of an art itself, right? You make
Absolutely.
videos,
Yes.
we make videos, and we do not want AI to take it over, and
No,
especially
but taking over is something that is a lot of mentioning about AI. But I want to go back to the calculator part that you just mentioned, because if we talk about calculators, and in combination with the creative part, I think the calculator part is more of the analytical part, because you don't create math. Math is already there.
Yeah.
So, and right now I'm really talking about the creative part and thinking and using your experiences that you see in the world. Every day is different.
I understand, but that is my point, is that you can still use that.
Of
But
course.
you can use it to a bigger extent. Right now, if for instance, if I would make a video, if I would not use AI, not any technology, and I would make a video, and it takes me to shoot, to edit, to come up with a concept, takes me, for instance, an entire week. Right now, in that same time frame, using AI, I can maybe make 5 videos, because things are going faster. It means that I can use my creativity to a bigger extent. My output becomes bigger. It's just the same with the calculator. You can do it you can do it like handwritten. You can do maybe and with a calculator you can do
But
more.
let's say
So for me it's like it's enlarging your creativity, and not it's not downscaling it.
yeah, but that's the creative part. So if you create 5 videos, and I'm going to take the Rode PodMic example for again.
Yeah.
You can make one video that is really good. That's all about you. That's all that you know. I think that is a more and better video to watch to learn something about a microphone than 5 videos generated by AI. And that's because there is also another part, and that is, but that's like what you said, is maybe it's because my lack of experience with AI, but I do think that AI gives you a lot of information, but it doesn't give you a story right away. And maybe that's because I haven't my experience, or like you said, you have to approach AI differently and not give it only a commando.
What would be your idea on using AI? So I would say like the analytical part. For instance, do the research for a target audience group for where I'm going to make a video, or how would you what would be your, if the people are watching this, what would be your advice from your standpoint on how to use it?
AI. Well, how to use it? It's funny that you ask me. How would I tell other people to use AI?
Not tell other people, but what would be, if what would be the use case for you? How would you use it? Because that's, for me, it's interesting to understand. Like,
well, I would probably, because of the things I just mentioned, I wouldn't use it for the creative part, because I really feel like I only can make videos if it's from me, and it's really from my experience and the information that I gathered in order to make that video. So I would use AI, and I use AI already for the analytical part. We talked about subtitles,
exactly,
for example,
and
for that
instance,
AI is great, and that's because I could go through like a dictionary, find every word, and learn some words.
I see what you mean.
That's the analytical part. So I would use it for that. Obviously, and that's the thing with videos, is I can make more videos because I have that analytical part, and not the idea or the creativity or the story and my personal emotions that I feel about a microphone even.
Yeah. No, I understand.
That's
what you mean.
something that AI cannot create
So it
currently.
so it saves you time as well, because for instance, you do, if you're the subtitle part of a video is something that you do automatically right now.
Yeah.
It analyzes the video, it creates a transcript, you download it, you upload it on YouTube. So AI has helped you
Yeah.
in automating a task that is not creative.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah,
Because
okay, that's
then
interesting.
it just helps me with the final product.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it doesn't help me with
Yeah.
the actual
Yeah, I
product
see
and
what you
my
mean.
actual
Yeah.
story and my
Yeah.
emotions and my feelings and my
Yeah.
learnings from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is true. Because we have to think about the time, unfortunately, because I think we could go on for hours.
Oh yes.
But maybe there's more episodes to come. But one final thought: where do you see especially text to video AI developing it for the next year? Where do you think it will go?
Well, because I worked with the AIs for this Geek Talk, and because that was really my first experience with the current AIs.
Yeah.
And I realized then it wasn't as far as I thought it would be. Like, I really thought you had to type in from, hey, I want to make a video in the style of, let's say, this YouTuber, and it needs to be about this. And make it simple so everybody can understand.
Yeah.
And I really thought that AI right now, and it's, I believe, the 4th of April, 2023, and I really thought then it would already make like an 8-minute video. As I do it right now. And that's not the case, but I do think within a year that is
possible.
That is possible. I really think it does. And
well, let's tune in for new GeekTalk AI in a few months, and
cool.
and see from there, like where are we when we were looking back to this conversation in April 2023. Let's do that. All right. Well, thanks, Walter. I think it was very interesting to learn about your point of view, because that is what we want to hear. We want to hear all the the opinions about AI, and it's to really create an objective standpoint also for our customers, so we can advise them, like, use this tool to go faster in your subtitles.
Exactly.
But don't use the output of this tool directly, because no.
Give it to your own spin. Make it your own.
Make it yours.
And people really see when you make something your own.
Exactly. We all always already heard from Pam that when she sees the word unlocked, she knows she knows it has been AI generated, because AI wanted to be unlocked.
Exactly.
To the world.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because my English, and even when I'm making those YouTube videos for WebinarGeek, my English isn't perfect, but it is my English.
I see what you mean.
So when people watch the video, they really know from hey, that's that guy. He learned about this product, and he tells me this, and this is his video.
But then you can also prompt the AI, like, make minor grammar mistakes, so it looks real.
Yeah, but even those are his mistakes and not mine.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we can go on and on and on.
All right, well, this was the episode of GeekTalk AI. We hope you had fun, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.